Hey guys, it's Joe, the Joe Madden Sports Podcast, joined this afternoon by Tony George of Dog Sports. Tony, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, you pulled me off the golf course last minute, but I managed to get my 18 in today and shoot a good round of golf.
Oh,
No
good for you.
sun.
How'd you do?
I shot a 75.
Wow, good for
So
you. That's
little
awesome.
little 3 over action today, and so I was happy with that. And my golf game was better than my golf pick I had in the U.S. Open on Sunday. So I was glad to get in around today with the sun being under the clouds in Las Vegas, which is very rare this late in June. So
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely. That sun is scorching down there in June.
yeah, well, you're getting a tan, so it must be out up in Canada. I'll tell you that.
You know what? The minute I look at the sun, I get tan. No one understands how fast it happens. So I really haven't been out that much, but as soon as I go out, I just go brown.
There you go. Well, now every female listening to this podcast hates you.
I'm sorry, ladies out there. I really do apologize. I don't know. It's in my skin, I guess, to easily get tanned. I wouldn't have it any other way. I've had one sunburn in my life, Tony, not going to lie. It was on my shoulder. It was the teeniest little thing. I did not know what was happening. So,
well, you're lucky. You're lucky.
very, very
Yeah.
blessed. That's for sure. But Tony, we pulled you off the golf course, talk some MLB. We're also going to talk some golf.
Yeah.
Let's look at baseball today. I know you're looking at the Detroit Tigers versus the Boston Celtics game. Should be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, this line intrigued me because Scooball's pitching for Detroit. His last outing, I believe your Blue Jays lit him up in his last outing. And what I look at, we talk about this all the time when I do my free pick videos on pardon me, on YouTube daily. I always talk about when you're handicapped baseball, now's the time when you throw out the season-long stats, and you got to look at right here, right now. I think I've even mentioned that on your show.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking at teams, I'm looking at their last 5-game stats, and at pitchers, I like to look at their last 3 starts. And we're at the end of the month here, so both these pitchers have had 3 starts in June. And one thing you're going to find out is Waka is pitching for Boston tonight. He's got a 2.28 ERA on the year, which is fabulous enough. But in June, a 1.93. And when you look at Detroit's pitcher, Scooball, he probably one of their better ones in their rotation. However, a 4.70 June ERA. And of course, one thing that really, I think there's a pitching mismatch tonight.
Or a pissing mismatch. You could go both ways with that.
A pissing match tonight between these two pitchers. And if I'm going to take the guy that has the longest stream of peas, so to speak, I'm definitely going to take Waka. The fact that Detroit has dropped 8 out of their last 11 got to be concerning. They're on the road here. But the thing that jumped off the board at me was the line movement in this game. And I haven't looked since I went 4 hours ago and played golf. But I did a breakdown on this earlier today on video. But Boston in game 1, they've won 2 games in this series. They were minus 195. Last night, they were minus 185. And with this matchup today, they were minus 135 this morning. They probably have gone up since then. But I can't figure out why there's a 40-cent line drop in the line, especially based on the way Detroit's been playing. And they have played, although they've lost 2 games, I will give them, they have played Boston tough in this series. But playing tough and winning games is 2 different things completely.
Absolutely.
I just think Boston's dialed in. They're at home at Fenway. They got the better pitcher. Better bullpen, just a little bit of everything better. And I think it's a pretty good number for Boston here tonight to sweep the series.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we look at it, and the Tigers have struggled in their last 4 meetings, unable to get the win over the Red Sox. And then in the last 7, they've only picked up one of those wins in Boston. So it's a hard spot for anyone liking the Detroit Tigers today. I think you're on the right page here with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think they're a good bet today. I know the game just started. I kind of like the Phillies today too. I like the board a lot today. I only put out one pick over at Doc Sports. Just I tend to go low volume in baseball. I just think it's better to have 4 units on one game. I think it's the best bet on the board versus having 2 units each on 5 different games.
Yeah.
And if you go 2 and 3 or something during the day, you're going to lose money. I'd rather just take what I feel is the strongest, kind of weakest line on the board, so to speak, and just stick with that one and just cherry pick them one day at a time, one bet at a time. And I think I've had maybe 2 triple headers all year long in Major League Baseball, and the rest of them are either double header with like a 4 and a 2 unit pick, or just a standard 4 unit play. So that's the way we went tonight. But those two I just mentioned, Philly got beat 7-0 last night against Texas, and they got Zach Wheeler on the hill for them. They ought to be able to bounce back. You always look for those spots where they're coming off an unexpected loss and they have their ace on the hill the next day. And if you can catch a team like that, minus 150 or less, because I won't go over 150 usually, very rarely, maybe 160 max, but I like to keep them around 120 or what have you. But it's a good spot. You always want to look at those spots. We got a team coming off a loss against a nobody, and then they're up the next day and they got one of their aces on the hill. I mean, it's hard not to take them.
Yeah, definitely a great spot to take them. Talking about a team having maybe a little bit of a bounce back game. The Toronto Blue Jays are up right now 7-1 over the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, I had I had the White Sox yesterday for my free pick, and I know sometimes I'll DM you on Twitter and I'll tell you I'm going against your Blue Jays.
I know you do. And I just go, okay, Tony. I read it, have a sip of coffee, and go, okay.
Yeah. There's never usually a response. I'm waiting for the selfie with the middle finger, but I haven't got that yet. But yeah, I did see. I got a buddy that was heavy on Toronto today. They were around $1.20 or something like that this morning. So
yeah, they were.
So I'm sure he's real happy right now.
I'm sure he is top of the 7th here. We know this bullpen can give things away. I'm on the over in this one. We just need the over. The number was 9, so need 2 more runs for that to come in. It's sitting at 8 right now.
Right. Well, they went crazy last night, late in the game, losing that one in extra innings to Chicago. But the bullpen's definitely been tapped, so they might be able to give up a couple of runs here down the stretch for you.
Yeah, I definitely think it is going to happen. Tony, looking ahead, we have golf kicking off tomorrow with the PGA Travelers Championship. Do you have any early looks in this?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of PGA. I did not have a good U.S. Open. I took Zalatoris over Fitzpatrick in the final round. He was catching about $1.05, and Fitzpatrick had been in so many spots where he's just failed miserably in the U.S. Now he had won 7, overseas. I think he won 1 in Saudi, and then he won 7 on the European Tour I know of, and I just thought he might fail. I thought it was kind of Zalatoris's, the way, if you look at all the stats, strokes gained on approach, around the greens, putting, how he kind of had a bad week hitting the tee ball, but was able to recover. And so I got a little bit of a sour taste. Now there's 2 different ways that, like over at Doc's, for instance, I'll give you, I bet it one way, somebody else bets another way. So my friend over at Doc's, Doug Upstone, who's a very good golf handicapper, he puts his picks out on Wednesday, and what he does is top 5, top 10s, and top 20s, and head-to-head matchups for the entire tournament. Where I do it day to day, starting Thursday. I'll usually I wait Thursday and see how the first round shakes out.
Yeah, and
I have to have picks out. My picks have to be afternoon Eastern time, tee times, which limits my options, Thursday and Friday. Saturday after the cut, they start later. You get better matchups, the bigger names, what have you. But I was looking at this tournament, so I thought I'd give out a couple of 3 top 20s for everybody. And Scottie Scheffler got runner-up last week in the U.S. Open. He's the number 1 player in the world. He's number 1 in FedEx Cup rankings. He came out of nowhere this year to win a bunch of tournaments, including the Masters. he had his B game last week and still got runner-up in the U.S. Open. And they're playing the Travelers Championship up in Connecticut this week. It's a big ball hitter's course. If you can bomb it, and keep it close to the fairway. It's not U.S. Open rough like last week or the week before up in the Canadian Open in Toronto. Both of them had really gnarly rough. If you miss the fairway, you're looking at bogey even if you're a pro. So there's just no way around it. So it's going to be a welcome relief to a lot of these guys. I know McIlroy's in this one. There's some big names in this one. But Scottie Scheffler here, 17th on the tour in driving distance, second in greens and regulation, which is everything. Shots gained on approach. And he's 35th in strokes gained putting this year. And for a top 20 finish, he's minus 140. Okay. I like him. Patrick Cantlay, top 20 finish, minus 125 is worth a look. I think he'll have a good week this week. And long shot, if you like long shots for a top 20, Brian Harman plus 200, who did play well and was in the top 3 or 4 last week on Saturday at one point in the U.S. Open. And then he had one of those holes where he took 7. And that's, when you go 3 over on one hole in the U.S. Open late on Saturday, it's hard to, you just can't make shots up on courses like that. But he's been playing a better brand of golf, and he's always fared well here. So there's 3 top 20s. You can go put, $25-$30 on each and see if you make a little money. You don't have to like golf to win money at it. I don't like watching golf. Well, don't watch it. Put your head in and look at the results.
Absolutely. Nothing better than checking after a day out, spending the day doing something else, seeing those bets cash, Tony. There's nothing better than that feeling.
Absolutely. I have a tendency to watch it and sweat them all out. So I like your philosophy better.
Yeah. You know what? I cannot actually concentrate on anything. Raphael and I were discussing when he was on my show earlier that sometimes he doesn't even like to watch those games. And I can't be like that. That phone is in my hand. If I'm away from my TV, I am constantly refreshing the score.
Yeah, that's my wife hates it. We go out to dinner, hey, leave work at home, quit watching sports. She's been with me 34 years. So, I've been doing this 30. So she knows the drill. It's just part of our lifestyle, but it is hard to sit down, steakhouse or whatever you're going out to eat or just dinking around, following her to the store or whatever, some clothing store. I'll just stand in the corner and scroll through scores and then call one of my buddies. Hey, what's going on? We were up 3-0 a half hour ago. What's going on?
What did I miss?
I'm not watching it. What the hell's happening? So yeah, I hear you. But yeah, golf's one of those. You don't like watching a 4-hour round on TV, don't watch it. Just count the money when you're done.
Absolutely. No better advice than that, Tony. Tony, what have you got happening at Docs this week? What promos are you running? And how easy is it to get these picks of yours?
Well, it's easy. You just go over to docsports.com and click on my name. There's 12 guys over there, and just look at the photos on the front page. You had Raphael on earlier. I'm the prettiest one of the bunch. I'm not hard to pick out. I'm a handsome son of a bitch. So, just go ahead and look at my photo and click on it. Tells you what I got on a daily basis. And you can get all your picks here, $60 worth of them for free. We give you a free $60 if you've never been a member. You younger generation does everything on their smartphone. Just text the word Tony to 29022 and it'll text you a link to sign up. You can open up an account right there. All you need is your email address and you got $60 in your account. Just text Tony to 29022. And if you do that today, I have a top play in the game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. And I've been on a hell of a roll in the 19-8 in the postseason, and it's a side pick. I kind of like the over a little bit tonight for anybody listening. Over 6. I think you might see the over here. The home. What is it, Joe? The home teams in the first 3 games have scored 17 goals. So
it's insane to think that. Right?
Yeah. It is,
Insane.
especially with Tampa's goalie, who, he stopped 37 out of 39 in the last game. I think that's going to be hard to duplicate because Colorado is going to keep coming.
Absolutely, they are not going to lay off.
Right, and I think you're going to see a really good game tonight. I just got a strong opinion on the side, and it's a top pick, and you can get it for free. Like I said, just text Tony to 29022 on your phone and click on that link and sign up, and no strings attached, no funny business. Just get a free account, and daily packages are like $30 or something. That's not even a bar tab. So you can utilize that.
Especially not for either of us, Tony.
Yeah,
for sure.
So just do that, and we got I don't really run promos every now and then. If I do, I put them on Twitter if we have a % off of a package or what have you. But Doc Sports, 95% of the stuff over there is free. Got a lot of great information for everybody. I mean, you're watching Joe's handicapping show videos, her podcast here to, pick up some free tips, help, maybe learn something, make better decisions. And we got a lot of those resources and information over there for you. And it's all free right over there at DocSports.com.
Absolutely. You guys make sure you go check out DocSports.com. Again, text the number, Tony, to
29022. Text the word Tony to 29022. Get hooked up.
Absolutely. Tony, all the best in your bets tonight. Enjoy this NHL game. This is one I'm going to be screaming at my TV. Winning or losing on my bets, this game will have me screaming tonight. Tony, thank you so much for joining me here.
It will have me screaming too. I'll DM you who I'm taking on the side. It's a big one. I've got a big move on it, so I'm going to be down at Circa to Mega Bar watching it tonight.
Oh, enjoy it at Circa. Definitely a great place to hang out tonight, Tony. I'm jealous. I wish I could be there with you.
Well, get your butt down here. I know you have Mike Palm on your podcast every now and then. He's one of the sharpest betting minds in the entire world. He's usually hanging out down there. I'm sure if you came, he'd buy you a drink. I might not, but he would.
I would buy you a drink if I got down there, Tony, for sure. I actually had Derek Stevens on yesterday from Circa. So great group of people over there. Enjoy your night.
Thanks.
Thank you.